Perfect, perfect,
So, I guess it's time to start doing some other bits. So we've got today, we're doing the, what we're doing? We'll do the exhaust. We're going to try and make a start on getting the rear wheels off. We're going to get the subframe off as well if I can. I don't see why not, it shouldn't be too difficult. Maybe if I've got enough time, start taking off the fuel tank. Maybe, we'll see. But at least we've got a start and a plan to get a few bits done. Should keep us busy for a couple of hours. Yeah, let's crack on. So I guess first of all we need to get the downpipe out. It's literally a clamp just in there. I don't know if you can see it at all. Just in there, which is attached to the subframe. Need to get that off. And then the front section, or the downpipe, can come out. And then we can start unbolting the rest. Loads of room in that tunnel for a prop shaft, which is good. So let's start unbolting. So that's the downpipe out. Now we can just kind of have a little look. Take the mat. Okay, that's down here. Just gonna have a little look from the back of the car. Right. So we need to get the centre section unclipped. Well, I don't actually know if it's a centre section. I think it's a whole rear section by the looks of it. So I may leave that attached for now. We'll get the rear wheels off and then we'll start unbolting all the rear. So I'm going to do one side at a time just to make life a lot easier, rather than do one thing one side, do one thing the other side, get one whole side stripped down. So brakes basically off, detached from the rear subframe and all that. Get all the rear discs off as well, because I'll be reusing them. And then we can, once we've done this side, we can crack on with the other side. So we've got the wheel off. I've still got the rear bags in, just because they will probably be reused. So we're going to get disc off, caliper and carrier off, and try and see if I might even actually have to take them off completely, to be honest with you, just because obviously I have to take, in fact no, I probably won't have to take it all off, because it's attached to a hard line which goes sort of up and over the fuel tank. But we'll disconnect the handbrake line, ABS or wheel speed sensor, one or the other, I'm not sure which one that is, and then we can start unbolting a lot of it, because I want to take as much off as I can from the rear subframe, just to make it a little bit easier to pull off. I'll take it all off in parts, I think, take the rear lower arms off first, and then I can work out the rest. So it's just literally just a bare subframe, obviously these arms as well, but we'll get there. I'll probably take all the shocks off. I'm literally going to strip it down so there's nothing on the rear. At least that's the plan anyway. So we've got the disc and the caliper off. It's over there, as you can see. We're going to do, I'm just undoing the shock bolt at the minute. Got the camber arm off. I want to get the toe arm undone as well. The lower arm is unbolted, I just need to get the bolt out. Then I can drop the rear bag bolt as well. Once I've dropped the bag bolt, then we can drop the lower arm, undo it from the inside. Lower arm can come off completely, same with the bag. In fact no, the bag can stay. I'll leave the bag connected for now. And then we can pretty much, this side is more or less done. So I managed to get the arch liner out. I got a bit distracted, friend come around for a little bit. I got to still undo the bag, finish off taking the toe arm off, and then undo the 4 bolts for this, and then this whole side will come off. So we're pretty much halfway there for the rear subframe. So I decided, it's a new day by the way, got a bit distracted last night, decided to have some food and take a chill. So I decided that instead of stripping the other side down, which I kind of can't be asked to do now, I'm gonna disconnect the brake line from the other side, disconnect the shock, and then just drop the whole subframe. I think it's gonna probably be easier to drop the whole subframe and then disconnect everything once it's off. Only reason I'm going to disconnect everything is purely because of the amount of room I've got. Haven't got a great deal of room, so I want to try and keep everything in a small space rather than one big old subframe laying around. It's a lot today, but that is annoying. So we'll crack on. We'll get the bag undone. Going under the brake line from the other side. Disconnect the ABS sensor from the other side as well, and then we can just crack on really. And we have one more bolt. Just eight. That's that one done. Always suggest to try and keep them in an order that you can remember them. I probably might end up replacing these, to be honest. Being as they're subframe bolts, I'd rather replace them. Better to be safe than sorry. Because I know some subframe bolts are stretch bolts, so they have to be replaced, as far as I'm aware. We have one subframe dropped. It's 4 bolts for the actual subframe as well. 4 bolts for the actual subframe. So you've got one here, one at the back, and then you've also for the, I think, trailing arms, I think they are. You've got 4 bolts in each, so 8 in total. So it's off. Next up, the fuel tank. I'll get the subframe out of the way first. As you can see, the bag is still connected, and so is the shock, because they'll be reused. Same on the other side. And then I'll probably have to, the way I've run the airlines, I'll have to rerun them, but that's no biggie, that's a minor. Let's crack on and getting this subframe out. Now we need to start working out how to take the fuel tank out. I'm gonna disconnect, undo these 2 bolts here first. So the fuel filler neck is loose, and then we can start undoing all the little things like this. We need to jump inside the car as well to disconnect the fuel pump. Obviously you have to do that from inside, and then we can start undoing 1 bolt there. There will be another bolt on the other side, and then we can start dropping the whole fuel tank. It does have fuel in it. I don't know how much it's got, but we'll work that one out. And then once that's out, I can start worrying about cleaning it all, giving it all a big wipe. Same within here. All of this is horrible and nasty, so I want to try and give all of this a wipe down, give it a bit of a clean, just so it's nice and fresh. Being as I'm going to this extent, I might as well go all out. So excuse the state of the inside of the car, it'll all get cleaned out. I've undone the fuel lines, send and receive lines. So basically they've got a little blue tab to them. Don't know if you can see that. There you go. All you do is you push this in, and then you pull it off. The actual cap itself that goes on the top, it's literally like get a screwdriver underneath it and pop it off. It just clips on. It's nothing fancy. And then with the actual fuel pump, there's this little red tab. Don't know if you can see that. Basically, if you pull it up and then you push it back, it will actually be able to pull off. Obviously there will be some fuel Don't worry about it too much. I'm not too worried anyway because I'm dropping the whole fuel tank, so I'm not taking the actual pump out, I'm dropping just the tank. Oh, well, that was unexpected, but we got the fuel tank out. So there's actually 4 bolts. Alright, so you've got the strap that goes from here round to this side, which is that strap there. And you've got 1 bolt here, which is towards the front of the car. And then you've got another one just over here. So there's 4 bolts in all. And we're out. Lovely smell of diesel, but it's all good. It's all good. So I'd probably, to be honest, I'd say we've achieved quite a lot today. Considering at the start of this I'd never taken a fuel tank out, I'd never taken a rear subframe off my car. It's been a good productive day. What I tried to do, or what I tend to do, just more of a, because I've got quite a forgetful brain, I try and keep the bolts where they are, which I'll show you now. Just 1 second and I'll show you. So for example, all of the arch liner bolts are still where they're meant to go. That way I know where they all are. Subframe bolts, I know which one's which. Same with all of these lot here, and same with all the fuel tank bolts. I put them back where they're meant to be. Same with the other side. Just makes life a lot easier. Bolts for like the actual shocks are still in the mounts. It's just, for me, it's the easiest way to remember what bolts go where, rather than just having a big bag of tools, or for example bolts. You now know where all the bolts go and where they're meant to be. Just makes it a little bit easier. But what we'll do next is we will clean all of the arch liner out. We're going to give it a big good old clean out. Probably just try and use some like a degreaser in there, good little brush, maybe even like a really soft bristle brush, just to get rid of some of the dirt, just to prevent any water build up and stuff like that, especially behind these little bits here. There's nothing behind here, thankfully, which is good. Just to give it a good clean. Being as we're going to this extent, we may as well give it a proper clean out. But yeah, now I've got to try and get the rear subframe in the garden, so that can just be put to the side. I'll take off what I need off of that subframe. Other than that, I don't really need it, so I'm gonna give it to, or see if my friend Will wants it. He's got a solid rear beam on his car, so we'll see if we can do an independent rear conversion. Means a better fitment. That's pretty much it for today. I think we've achieved quite a lot. I've learned, definitely, I know that much. Don't know if you've learned anything. Been a bit forgetful with picking you guys up a little bit, but we're getting there. I'll catch up, we'll get there, we'll slowly learn. See you till next time, I guess. Yeah, safe.